What is up, guys? Sorry I haven't done a video in a long time, but today I'm going to do a coaster review. This is a Space Mountain at Magic Kingdom, and again, sorry I haven't done a video in a while. I've just been super busy, school, it's just been so much that it's been going on. I haven't been able to make a video, and the last video was actually a POV. That's right, but yeah, I'm gonna review Space Mountain. So this is located at Magic Kingdom. And this is a good coaster overall. It's been a while since I've ridden it, since last time I rode it. It had been over 3 years, so when I rode it, I forgot how good it was. So I'm going to review it. So let's start with statistics. Let's start with the stats. So it sits at a height of 60 feet, which honestly feels much taller than that. And it has a speed of surprisingly 28 miles per hour, but it feels so much faster than 20 miles per hour. I remember this thing felt like I was going 100 miles per hour. What the heck? It was built by Aerodynamics, and it opened back in 1975, January 15th, 1975, so it's pretty old. It doesn't go upside down. It is a 2-minute, 30-second duration, and it pulls a G-force of 3.7. So statistics are pretty decent. And this ride overall is good. First off, the ride is good with capacity, I think. I kind of mixed opinions of capacity, first off. Like, the capacity, it's 6 per train, which is, that's the bad part, 6 per train. But the good thing is, there's so many cars because of the type of ride it is, there's so many cars. So I'm not really talking about pros and cons. I'll talk about pros and cons soon. But okay, throughout the video, but I'm gonna do this like an experience video because of the theming and stuff, which theming is so well done, like Disney. This is a true classic roller coaster, one of the first coasters I ever rode. So you enter the building, you go through the queue line. It says welcome space travelers to Starport 75. I'm guessing the 75 is kind of recognition of its opening day or something, or 75, yeah. So then you enter through the Star Tunnel, which shows you galaxies and stuff, and then you go through this the zigzag kind of line, kind of tunnel. They have video game, if you're in a standby line, you have video games throughout the queue lines, interactive. I think this is what started interactive queue lines. I'm not sure what started interactive queue lines. Maybe it was before, I don't know. But I remember this being one of the coolest interactive queue lines because of the video games. To make it, very futuristic. Talk about, Race to New York starring Jimmy Fallon. But that's a dark ride. This is a roller coaster. Okay, so then you enter through the stations. You've got 2 tracks. You've got 2 tracks, Alpha and Omega. I've ridden both. For some reason, I prefer the Omega track. The Omega track, I will say, is a bit rougher, but the thing is, last time I rode it, 2017, I rode the Alpha track. But the thing is, I went standby line there. That's the thing with Space Mountain, is that if you're in the standby, they have the 2 tracks. If you're not familiar with Space Mountain's layout, you might not know this if you're not familiar with the layout, but it's basically the same ride. It's just mirror images of each other. So for instance, if you're in the standby line, you're going in the Alpha track, but if you're on the Fast Pass line, you're going on the Omega track. I like the Omega track a little better, just felt like it had more airtime. And the overall thing, Alpha, okay, I'll just get to Alpha later, but Omega, the thing was, because it's so much rougher, the whole thing felt out of control. It would, I remember last time I rode it on the Omega track, it was absolutely crazy. It was just bizarre, wild. Well, again, I was probably younger then, but this time when I rode the Alpha track, it didn't seem as out of control. It must have, probably because I was in the front row or something. But the last time I rode Omega, I was in the front row. But yeah, I don't know, I just probably must have been aging or something, but Alpha definitely aged much better. It definitely is. This is a smooth ride overall. It's kind of rough, but this isn't really the smoothest ride because it's an arrow. Probably one of the rougher arrows, but But the thing, when you get inside the train, though, it's so bizarre. Like, it's a weird train. It's not the most comfortable train I've ever been on. I mean, it's kind of strange though. The trains are just they're so strange. I mean, don't have much legroom at all. But then, I mean, at least the seats have cushioning, so that's good. So then you make a right turn or left turn, whichever side you're on. Then you go left or right turn, I don't know, blah, 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 because they're mirrored images of each other. So then you enter the blue tunnel, which is basically, flashing lights now. This ride was refurbed. It got a major refurb in 2009. Before then, you would go through this tunnel and there would be a mirror at the end, like giving you an illusion that you would collide with the other train. But when they refurbed it, they changed it to like it was like an energy absorbed tunnel. This photo right here is shown of the original tunnel. I couldn't find like one of the pictures of the other tunnel, but right here this is just the original tunnel. It's basically kind of the same thing. But anyhow, then you enter the lift hill. You enter the lift hill and you see a spaceship and like getting ready to launch. And then you start making your twists and turns in near complete darkness. Now, I mean, we're at the dome building. This is a picture of the ride with the lights on. Remember back then, you could see the station. Like, in the station, you could see the ride. Like, you can hear the people screaming because the station, like, the building, like, it was, like, there was no roof on the on the station building. So you could see and hear all the riders go through the ride layout. But in the 2009 refurb, they got rid of it. Replaced it with just some projections, which I think, it's kind of sad now because that was so cool when they had the lights and stuff. But the thing, I think it was because it wasn't making the ride really dark. And, I mean, this ride, it's not the most dark coaster I've ridden, which might sound weird because this is Space Mountain. But, I mean, the thing that's cool with Space Mountain, some people call it, like, complete pitch black darkness. I would not say it's completely pitch black. Like, the thing that makes it not completely dark is, like, there's projections of stars throughout the entire dome. You've got, like, projections of asteroids, like the Milky Way, space shuttles, and a space station, like above you when you're going up the lift hill. It's not the most dark coaster. I mean, it's definitely pretty dark throughout a lot of the ride. But I remember there was points in the ride where I could see the track, which I think was kind of weird. That was like my most recent ride I've had on it. I mean, it was still kind of cool because it brought back so many memories when I rode it like almost all the time. But I mean, it's kind of weird now. So you go through all the twists and turns and drops and pitch black darkness, or not. And then you finish the ride off by entering through a red wormhole tunnel, which I remember back then, this thing would make an obnoxiously loud noise. Like, you could hear the sound of the tunnel from, like, the People Mover. The People Mover, which is, like, another ride in Magic Kingdom, goes through Space Mountain. I remember you could hear the sound of the tunnel. Like, it was so loud. Or it must have been over-exaggerating. I don't know. It's been a long time since I don't know. I don't think the tunnel makes any noise anymore. I mean, it makes a slight noise, but it's nothing, basically. This is what it's like now. This is like then. This is what it was like then. It was like, that kind of noise. So that was probably not the best impression I've done. But yeah, the noise was so loud. Like, it felt like, it was like this, it kind of scared you a little bit. It didn't really scare you, but if you're like familiar with the ride layout, but it was like pretty strange how loud that thing was. It could be like sound things, because I know, like, Mako, you can hear that thing from like anywhere at SeaWorld, and that thing's not that loud, like on the actual ride. Same with Falcon's Fury, which is not that loud on the actual ride when you hear like the noise when you're dropping. But yeah, I just kind of strange like how loud the red tunnel was back then. But yeah, so then you enter the final break when you make a couple turns. and then you exit right into like the exit of the ride. Well, not the exit, so like you enter like the exit station, and then you go into like a post show, which is pretty cool. Like you're on like an escalator, like moving stairs thing, and it's just showing like the then in the future and stuff. And then there's like when you're going up, you can like see like videos of you. I'm pretty sure. Pretty self-explanatory. So overall, what do I think of Space Mountain? This is a good coaster, definitely a good family coaster, and it's got some good airtime. It's fairly smooth, and it's overall a good coaster. Definitely my favorite ride at Magic Kingdom. So what am I giving it for its overall score? Out of a 10, Space Mountain will be receiving a 7 out of 10. That is a pretty reasonable score for me, in my opinion. It's nothing like to shout at. It's not like a top-notch coaster or anything, but I mean, this is a good coaster. Definitely one of my favorite rides at Disney. It's my third favorite coaster in all of Walt Disney World, just behind Rock and Roller Coaster and Expedition Everest. And this ride is overall good. I still need to ride the other Space Mountains, like the ones at like Disneyland, possibly one at Disneyland Paris if I ever go to Europe in the future. But Space Mountain at Magic Kingdom is a good ride. Now, I would consider this ride to be these tracks to be 2 separate credits. I mean, it's basically the same thing, but it's 2 coasters, so I consider it 2 credits. I've ridden both, so it counts as 2 credits for me. So I'm not sure if you really would consider 2 credits. I'm just considering 2 credits, so. But yeah, that will do it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down, what do you think of Space Mountain? Are you a big fan of this ride? Are you not? Did you ride this coaster in your childhood? I want to know, and hit me up in the comments below. See you guys next time. Have a theme-tacular day.